The air hung heavy in the studio, thick with the scent of oil paints and unspoken longing. A single lamp illuminated the canvas, its stark whiteness a mirror to the emptiness gnawing at Edward's soul. 60 years. 60 years spent climbing the corporate ladder, a lifetime spent achieving everything but his heart's desire. Retirement loomed, a precipice overlooking a sea of what-ifs and should-have-beens. Edward traced the lines of his weathered hand, each wrinkle a testament to a choice made, a path taken, a path that never led him here, to this moment, to this yearning. He had always loved to paint, the way colours danced on the canvas, transforming imagination into tangible beauty. But life, as it so often does, had other plans, responsibilities, obligations, the practicalities that had stifled his artistic spirit. Now, staring at the empty canvas, he felt the weight of those years, the missed opportunities, the dreams deferred. A solitary tear traced a path down his cheek, a silent question echoing in the stillness of the studio. Was it too late? Had he silenced the whispers of his soul for too long? Memories, vibrant and bittersweet, flickered through his mind. A young Edward filled with a youthful exuberance, lost in a world of colour and creation. The joy of transforming a blank page into a breathtaking landscape, the feel of the brush in his hand, the intoxicating scent of paint filling the air. Those memories, once distant whispers, now resonated with a painful clarity. He had told himself that it was just a hobby, a youthful fancy to be set aside for the demands of adulthood. There would be time later, he had reasoned, time to pursue his passions once he had achieved success, security, a life comfortably devoid of risk. But later had a cruel way of becoming never. Years melted away as Edward remembered the feel of the brush gliding across the canvas, the way colours blended and transformed under his hand. It had been a sanctuary, a place where he could escape the pressures of the world and simply create. He recalled the praise from family and friends, their encouragement echoing in his ears. Why had he stopped listening to those voices, to the voice within himself that yearned to create? The weight of regret, while heavy, could not extinguish the flicker of hope that had ignited within him. It was a spark, small but persistent, fueled by the realization that he had spent too long living for someday. The time for excuses was over. The time for living was now. With a deep breath, Edward picked up a brush, its familiar weight both comforting and terrifying. The blank canvas, once a symbol of his unfulfilled dreams, now represented a fresh start, a second chance. He dipped the brush into a vibrant blue, a colour that spoke of open skies and endless possibilities. The first stroke was hesitant, tentative, but as he continued, the years of self-doubt and fear began to melt away. He dedicated his evenings to the studio, the outside world fading away as he lost himself in the act of creation. Each stroke was a step into the unknown, a reclaiming of the passion that had been dormant for far too long. There were moments of frustration, of self-doubt creeping in like a shadow, whispering that it was too late, that he had wasted too much time. The journey was not easy. There were days when the canvas remained stubbornly blank, the colours refusing to cooperate with his vision. Doubt whispered insidious suggestions, urging him to give up, to accept that some dreams are best left unrealised. But Edward persevered, fueled by a newfound determination and the growing realisation that the joy lay not in the destination, but in the journey itself. He discovered a vibrant community of artists, kindred spirits, who welcomed him with open arms and shared his passion for creation. They offered encouragement, constructive criticism, and a sense of belonging that had been missing from his life. In their presence, he realized that age was not a barrier to pursuing one's dreams, that creativity had no expiration date. The studio became his sanctuary, a place where he could shed the weight of his former life and embrace the freedom of artistic expression. He experimented with different styles, exploring textures, colors, and techniques with the enthusiasm of a child discovering the world for the first time. Each brushstroke was a testament to his resilience, a defiant act against the limitations he had imposed upon himself.